Imagine a tiny world under your feet, bustling with life and activity. This is the world of ants, creatures of amazing strength and tireless dedication. In the vast ant colony, life pulses with the rhythm of work and rest. But not all ants share the same rhythm. Here, the black ants are the workers. Day in and day out, they lift, they haul, they build, they carry pieces of leaves that are like huge green sails, way bigger than themselves, and grains of sand that seem as heavy as hills. Now look a little closer, and you'll see another kind of ant, the red ants. These ants don't carry leaves or dig through the earth. No. They spend their days sipping sweet dew from the best leaves and lounging in the sunnier spots of the garden. In the midst of all this hustle and bustle, meet Arlo. Arlo is not just any black ant. He's a young one with eyes full of dreams and a heart full of questions. By his side is his mentor, Oren, an old black ant whose wisdom and kindness have guided Arlo through the toughest days. Oren is like a father to Arlo, teaching him the ways of the colony and the values of fairness and justice. Together, they share dreams of a better world where every ant can enjoy the fruits of their labor. On a day hotter than any other, with the sun beating down like a giant oven above, a turning point comes. Oren, whose back is bent with years of hard work, suddenly falls to the ground. The overseers, those stern red ants who ensure the rules are followed, rush over not to help, but to punish. They claim he's pretending, avoiding his duties. They drag him away without a drop of kindness, as if he were just a broken tool to be discarded. Arlo watches in horror as his mentor, his father figure, is treated with such cruelty. That night, under the silver glow of the moon, Arlo lies awake. The image of Oren, so unfairly treated, burns bright in his mind. Later, he learns that Oren has passed away from the injuries and exhaustion. The loss of his mentor, his father figure, ignites a fire in Arlo's heart. Something deep inside him stirs, a flame of courage. No more silence, no more suffering in shadows. It's time for voices to be heard, for rights to be claimed. It's time for a revolution. Words are powerful, more powerful than the strongest ant, and Arlo's words begin to spread. We deserve better, he tells his fellow workers. We deserve a life of joy and rest, just like any other ant. His words, simple yet bold, ripple through the colony. Ants who had only whispered in the dark now speak openly. From the deepest tunnels to the highest leaves, black ants gather, their resolve strengthening. They share stories of their struggles, their dreams of a fair world, and slowly, a plan begins to form. As the moon casts a silver glow over the colony, hidden meetings spark to life. Arlo and his brave companions sketch the blueprints of change. Each plan, each strategy, whispered with a passionate hope. Maps are drawn in the sand, secret signals agreed upon, roles assigned with quiet nods. The air is thick with conspiracy and courage. But even the most serious revolutions have their moments of lightness. Imagine ants, so small and earnest. One tries to tiptoe past a sleeping overseer and ends up sneezing, scattering the group in giggles. Another practices a serious speech but gets tongue-tied, his words tumbling out in a silly jumble. These moments, these smiles, bind them closer. Warriors of change finding joy amidst the gravity of their task. But the queen, shrewd and calculating, is not oblivious to the murmurings of dissent. She sends her most trusted spies to infiltrate the gatherings, to sow seeds of doubt and fear among the rebels. Whispers of betrayal and threats of severe punishment echo through the tunnels, aiming to fracture the unity of the black ants. Yet Arlo, ever vigilant, uncovers these schemes and counters them with reassurances and unyielding determination, keeping the spirit of rebellion alive. The eve of their great plan arrives. Arlo stands before his fellow ants. "This is the moment," he says, his voice a quiet thunder. "The moment we choose our future." Around him, eyes shine with resolve, hearts beat with a shared purpose. They are ready to shake the foundations of their world. Dawn breaks, and with it, the ants begin their silent march towards destiny. They slip through the shadows, their movements a whisper against the earth. Every corner turned, every leaf bypassed is a triumph of stealth. But the tension is palpable, every heart thumping mightily against tiny ant chests as they dodge the ever-watchful eyes of the royal guards. The Queen, having anticipated their move, has doubled the guard patrols, but Arlo's careful planning allows the ants to evade detection just in time. In the lavish heart of the colony, Arlo finds himself face to face with the Queen. His words are bold, cutting through the air with the sharpness of truth. "Why must we suffer while others feast?" he challenges. The Queen, regal yet visibly shaken, counters with talk of tradition and order. But Arlo's resolve does not waver, his retorts witty yet poignant, sparking murmurs among the gathered crowd. The Queen attempts to sway the crowd with promises of minor reforms and dire warnings about the chaos of change. The crowd, inspired by Arlo's courage, begins to chant for freedom and justice, building a crescendo of hope. In the bleak solitude of his cell, Arlo sits shrouded in darkness. The stone is cold, the silence oppressive. Here, the brave ant who dared to dream finds himself shackled, a stark reminder of the Queen's iron will. Yet, even in this grim place, Arlo's spirit remains unbroken. His thoughts wander to his fellow ants, to the seeds of change he has sown. Outside, the colony pulsates with a subdued tension. News of Arlo's imprisonment spreads like a shadow over the colony, casting fear and doubt among those who once rallied behind him. Yet, in hushed tones and hidden glances, there's a flicker of something else: hope. Young ants, inspired by Arlo's courage, whisper his name and his ideals. They speak of fairness, of a future where no ant is bound by the colour of their shell. High above in her lavish chamber, the Queen faces a realm divided. Her advisors clamour for stricter control, for an example to quell any further dissent. But at night, alone with her thoughts, the Queen wrestles with uncertainty. Arlo's words haunt her, a relentless echo. Can peace truly rest on the backs of the oppressed? Is her legacy to be one of tyranny? Change often starts not with a roar, but a whisper, and so, beneath the surface, small acts of defiance begin to emerge. A red ant pauses to help a black ant lift a burden. An overseer looks away as ants share a stolen moment of rest. Each act, small yet defiant, is a thread in the new tapestry of the colony. News of these small rebellions reaches Arlo through the whispers of a sympathetic guard. In the darkness of his cell, a slow smile spreads across his face. Though confined, his dream lives on, vibrant and undeniable. Across the colony, his legacy takes root, not in the might of his actions, but in the enduring power of his ideals. As dawn breaks, the Queen, moved by the shifting tides within her colony, steps forth to announce modest reforms. A day of rest for every worker, better provisions for all, she declares, her voice resonant but uncertain. It's a beginning, a crack in the old walls of tradition through which the light of change might finally shine. Arlo remains behind bars, but his spirit soars free. In the hearts of young ants, his story kindles a lasting flame. It continues to inspire the younger generation with tales of bravery and the promise of a brighter future. Though one revolution may be silenced, countless others shall rise in its wake. And high in her palace, even the Queen whispers a reluctant acknowledgement. One ant, one voice, can indeed change the world. Just as Arlo inspired a colony to dream of change, you too can join our growing community. If you enjoyed our journey through the world of ants, show your support by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. Together, let's spread stories that spark change, one viewer at a time. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated with our adventures. Your support helps our stories reach far and wide, weaving new tales for all to enjoy.